So I thought I would just make a little video reviewing today's action.
Horizontal line on dollar tick triggered.
Today
Horizontal line
we
on
came
dollar
into
tick
the
triggered.
open with a neutral bias, patient attitude, not expecting another directional day, but prepared for it. So what happened off the open? Immediately off the open, we drove down both markets, high volume, as you can see here, high volume, declining ADD, tick relatively flat, showing no strength or weakness, but well below zero. We came down, we reacted off the S3 initial target zone. Then we popped back up to the S1 range low. This is what I was using for my bias indication of whether S3 was going to go active. So when we popped up, what happened? We popped up into the 2720 and back into range, which was 2616 as yesterday's low, and we hit VWAP. This was a very good place to enter short, in my opinion, looking for extension lower. So we saw before the entry, we saw the VPOC shift down here for one candle, not a big deal. Shifted back up in here, again, not a big deal. Price came down. This was the risk area that if price couldn't break this, there was absolutely no chance of extension down. That would activate buyers to take us back up inside the range, to curl up, which was scenario one. So we came down, we dropped the VPOC again. So now this is a good sign. We pop back up again, drop down. Now, this now becomes the new line in the sand. As you can see here, the YM actually shifted lower. She's the weaker market today. So that was actually a good sign in my book. So we came down, he took risk off, it popped back up, and then it came down and tested this level once again. This was the big warning sign. If this couldn't break again, then extension higher was likely. So there was no reason to let this trade get away from you. So that was trade number one. Now, as I tweeted, I was looking for a balanced day trade. We did have the V pivot that I mentioned in the trade plan, so we knew that there was a possibility. So what happened on this move up? So we moved up. I got none of this. But what happened? Look at this. Look at the volume. Look at tick. A little above zero, but primarily below zero on this move up. Not a very convincing move up in my opinion. That's why I wasn't even looking for an entry here. Instead, I was looking for an entry short for a balanced day trade. Now, the YM being the weakest market, in my opinion, that's the market I was looking for. And what I wanted to see is the ES come up into this inflection zone, which is using a couple of things, including yesterday's static VPOC. So we did that. The YM from this morning has her first level of developing VPOC up here, and this white line is her settle. So what I was looking for is a reason to get short using this zone and the settle and developing VPOC. I was using the ES structure to short the YM. So what happened? The ES came up and tested her inflection zone, and at the same time the YM tagged her settle. So now let's look at something else interesting. Again, I've noted the volume. Look at the volume, declining volume on this move up. This isn't a very convincing move up. This is what I would call a lack of conviction. We can also see that we had clear tick divergence, and we can also see we had clear ADD divergence. Now, when I'm looking for a balanced day trade, I'm not looking for an ADD divergence that you have to squint to see. It has to be fairly visible. If I have to squint my eyes and get close to the chart, then it doesn't mean much to me. So this one is clearly visible. You can clearly see that. You don't have to squint to see it. You can also see the divergence on the tick. So as we're coming up with less tick, less ADD, and declining volume on this entire move up, which made me believe a move back to VWAP was very likely. So I'm in the trade, I'm holding the trade, and I come down. Now we've got this high volume bar here in the YM, so I knew this was a decent level that I was looking for. If it couldn't break that, then there was no chance that it was going to come down into this lower VPOC, but my target was actually down in here for the balanced day trade. As you can see, this is where the seller stepped in this morning, both the ES and the YM. So that was what I would consider a balanced day trade, or the line in the sand for the current moment. So I was holding the trade, saw the ES one tick the IB high, decided that since I was in the YM, I would put my stop just 2 ticks above this pivot.
Tick triggered. Horizontal line on dollar tick triggered.
I was getting protective on the trade, so what did the ES do? The ES came up. Now it 3-ticked the IB high, while the YM made a lower high. Well, I thought I was in good shape. Market continued to come down. We bounced up, started rotating in this inflection zone, and I saw the developing VPOC move up. Well, I exited the trade, thinking that this shouldn't have happened in the weakest market if this was going to continue down. I was wrong. So I exited the trade, and within 10 minutes, YM came right down to the target. So that's the way the day looked for me. And as I'm noticing the chart in real time right now, let's see if I can. We've come up to the level again, and now we're coming down again. So this is S1, balanced day trades, and I'm just waiting and looking for another entry. Hope that helps.